Everyone, welcome to another week in paradise. What a weekend for crypto, what a weekend for football. We're doing two separate videos today. This video will be focused on the crypto market and celebrating, yes, celebrating new all-time highs for Bitcoin. We've since retraced back, but that's not a surprise, is it really? It always happens when we hit a new all-time high, we hit resistance. But what is going to happen this week? Let's preview it, grab a drink, strap in, and let's get to some crypto updates. Okay, let's start with the crypto update today. Here we are with the US shutdown. Let's start with that. Unfortunately, we've got to. Let's start with the US shutdown and where we are with that. It looks like the impasse between the Democrats and the Republican leaders remain so far apart, unfortunately. So it looks like we're going to reach another deadlock in this shutdown into another week, which is going to have a ripple effect right across the US economy. But I just want to keep track of this. We need to keep an eye on this. It doesn't look good. It looks like the spending bill is not going to come off, and there's a serious leadership review needed. It's going to be interesting. Let's keep an eye on it. But as yet, no change, no agreement. It's in deadlock. So until that gets agreed, the US government remains in shutdown. The impact on the crypto market, actually, and I need to make you aware of this, is that we have a number of proposals the SEC are waiting to review for ETFs and other such things in the crypto bill, etc. This is on hold while the government shut down. Like, no operations are happening. So we need to be aware that that is a big loss. Like, we are losing time now on the agreement. So that could impact and push back the deadline for this bull cycle. So we just need to be aware. That's why I'm covering this, because if we had ETFs coming in, yes, it takes time for that to come through, but it could generate serious income coming in and serious transactions from institutions coming in for altcoins such as XRP, such as Solana, etc. And they're all on hold as a result of this. So it is having massive ramifications. Also, there's a big chance that the Fed will cut interest rates in October. But will that be impacted as a result of shutdown? We really need to pay close attention to this, because it does have a ripple effect across the whole of crypto and the whole of the world economy, because America does play a massive part in that. So we just need to keep an eye on this. Anyway, on to better news. We've had an increase in the market cap. Yes, trading volume come down. It's Monday. It happens. We know that over the weekend. But I'll tell you what, I'm just going to focus on Bitcoin, because it hit new all-time highs. In fact, if this had been last week, this has hit all-time highs, because I think it was about 124,184 was the last was the last all-time high. Actually went over 125,000 over the weekend. That is a new all-time high for Bitcoin. So that's great. We knew it had hit all-time highs. Not sure if it hit that early. It hit big resistance, went down to 122. And it's now charging back up. And as we start to get the US coming online today, will we see those ETFs pump that price even higher to 130, maybe even up to 150 over the course of this month? Lots to keep an eye on, so we just need to be aware of that. Look at this Chain Opera AI. Now, I did mention that last week, and it's had another 652% move. That is insane. If you got into that, wow, congratulations. You have done, your bags will be pumping now. Take some profits, please. Aster, again, up 11%. That seems to be a good one for trading, doesn't it? It looks like a couple of AI plays are coming up. So is that going to signal a resurgence in AI crypto? Anyway, let's dip into the markets. And I'm going to move the view just a little bit over so you can see some of these green graphs coming through, which is always a beautiful thing to see. Ethereum back up over 4.5K. Are we going to see Ethereum move as well? Some lovely moves in the last 7 days as well. Look at that. I was talking about that earlier, but it continues to trundle up. XRP tipping on $3. Are we going to see it break that, and break that hard? Because at the moment it seems to be teetering on $3, and that a key level of resistance. Can it break it? Are we going to see Sol go up? I do need to mention BNB. Look at that. I mean, I remember when that was just $200. That has been an amazing play this year. If you've got into BNB, that's good. I don't normally bother with exchange tokens, but that looks, if you're in the know, that's definitely one to be in. Doge is coming up there, 26. Will we see it $1 for Doge? Let me know in the comments. Do you think Doge will get up to $1 this cycle? It's playing out strong at the moment. It's good. It's doing well. It's doing well. What else? Let's have a look at some big movers that we've seen, because we usually do. Chainlink is not bad. It's not been great, has it? 4%. We're waiting to see, is Chainlink going to boom, or has it had its time, and are we seeing it plateau out now? Sui, 10% move. That's good. Over 6. Well, it was teetering around $3.50. It's now gone 3.62. Is that moving up to $4 now? Are we going to see it break it? Hype struggling a little bit. It did some good progress, but it's dropped back down. Stellar seems to be rising well. It's at 40 cents now. Are we going to see Stellar at $1 this year as well? Let's have a look where else we've got. Bitcoin Cash has risen up. It's a big move for some of these older tokens as well. Zed Cash is another big winner that we've seen coming out in the compliance token space. Sorry, in the privacy token space. SHIB up 7%. Krone up 8%. Mantle up 20% in the last week. Polkadot still struggling at 6.4, but it's done pretty well up there. Monero up 10%. Again, another privacy token. Is that going to pump at some point? We're looking at all these privacy tokens. Could that be the next one to look at? However, it's got quite a hefty value already, so it's going to take some pumping. World Liberty Finance is struggling. I don't know what's going on there. It's a concern, isn't it? It just doesn't seem to be able to get any momentum at all. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be one of those that's either going to be a huge rug pull or just stay teetering around that 20-cent mark, or it's either going to rocket and there's going to be some really bullish news. We talked about token burns. If they're happening, that means people are selling, which is pretty worrying. So keep an eye on World Liberty Financial. We'll have to see if that's the biggest rug pull of the year, or if that's actually gonna boom and we're all gonna have bags pumped as a result of that. OKB, we talked about a lot of influencers in Singapore, that being big part of token 2049, and OKB sent a huge amount of influencers free tickets to the F1 in Singapore this weekend. They then shilled the shit out of OKB and its price has risen 20%. Great marketing, you could say, from that team. But people aping in again, is that dangerous? Or is OKB really got good tokenomics, and is the sentiment really driving that price? Or is it just a case of people aping into influencers saying buy this coin? Arve's had a nice green across the board. Is it going to get to that 300 mark and bounce through? It's still down from its previous all-time high, so got a way to go. But you know, if Ethereum starts to really pump, one would expect Arve being the dex, being the token of that platform and that layer one, the finance protocol there to really pump. So let's see. Pepe up 7.5%. Aptos 24%. I remember that was $3.81 a while ago. Now that introduced a partnership with World Liberty Finance to create a new stable coin. That's what seems to be pumping Aptos. It's interesting, though, that World Liberty hasn't also pumped with it. Something's amiss there. I don't know what it is, but something feels a bit dodgy. But Aptos definitely on the cusp of a bit of a breakout. Will that get to $10, $15 this cycle? Who knows? Beancore down 11%. It had such a good run. It's now starting to plateau out. And look at Asta. In the last 12 hours, that's moved up to $2 now. Seems to be gathering some momentum again, doesn't it, after a slight pullback. Ondo, still disappointing performance there. Not gone up that much, so we'll see where that goes. BlackRock Institute Digital Fund. I don't know what this is. That's a stable coin. Let's have a little look at this. I'm assuming that's going to be a stable coin back to the dollar because it looks to be pretty static. Yeah, it's a USD that BlackRock have introduced. That'll be interesting. Wanted to see how that plays out. Zcash has been the massive winner. This has gone up 153%. What a move for Zcash if you got into that. Kudos. It's been around a while, but it seems some of these old school seems to be pumping at the moment, and Zcash is definitely a winner in that category. WorldCoin dropping back down. It had some really bullish momentum a while ago. It's dropped back down, so that pump looks like it's finished. Pump.fun up 16% in the last week. Down, pull back to a little bit overnight, but recovering in the last hour. Pudgy Penguins up 11%. That seems to be gathering. It's slowly gathering a bit of momentum. That we'll see where that takes us. Down 5% in the last 24 hours though, so it's having a bit of a battle there, isn't it? Let's have a look. I'm just looking to see if there's any other big moves that aren't like staked. Raptor BNB obviously is up, just simply because BNB is up. Quant struggling a little bit, but it's getting there. And that's it. Well, FET is dropping massively down, and just seems to be on free fall. Could that have had its moment, and could that now be dropping down and FET be on its way down to massive drops? Is it a time to get out, or is it a time to get in? Let me know in the comments. What do you think about FET? All right, let's go to Dem Bubbles. In the last hour, we're seeing green, which is always good. In the last day, we're seeing a mix of red and green. People selling out in the last 24. And over the last week, we're seeing positivity right across the market. There's a couple of outliers that obviously pumped too much and are just getting a quite quick pullback. But SPX has moved up. Cake moved up 40%. Floki moved up 24%. And Zcash, which we talked about, moved up 149%. If you're in any of those pumping, congratulations. You've done well. Fear and greed, let's have a look at the index and where we are there with the fear and greed index. I will just pop it down so you can see it. As discussed, we were last week, we are in greed. It's dropped off a little bit. We'll see how this week pumps out. I think the US shutdown is probably not helping a little bit. Let's see what happens in the next 24 hours. But it's still in green, still greed. So when it's, what do we say? When it's green, don't buy. When it's red, buy. When it's really extreme greed, that's when we look to sell. So we're getting to that time where we're getting to the blow off top of the market, it looks like, from the season. But the other key question is it alt season? And 67 was where we think we were roughly last week when I did my little video. So we are still not in alt season, and that's how we expect October to play out, right? I'll say it again and I'll keep mentioning it so we're aware. But October is notorious for Bitcoin. It's Bitcoin's month. October is October for Bitcoin. Some alts will follow, but not all. It's November, December, and the shutdown might delay that into late December. So let's just be mindful that if the ETFs get approved by the SEC when the government finally resumes, and if we also get rate cuts in October again, this all contributes to cash coming in, money supply increasing, and therefore risk on assets benefiting from that, and therefore that flowing. And also when Bitcoin hits all-time highs and starts to go up, people cycle that into altcoins. So we've not seen that, and we've also not seen that massive retail demand come yet. When's it going to come? Is it going to come? Are we going to get that retail wave coming through this year? Doesn't look like it yet, but will we see it? Let me know in the comments. And also, like, let me know, just get in touch. Let's see what do you think? What do you think about the markets? Do you agree with me? Do you think October is Bitcoin October and alt season is November and December? Are we going to see a lovely Christmas present delivered to everybody by the crypto Santas? Or are we going to be disappointed? There's a lot of talk because the number of coins now is proliferated massively. You're not going to get every coin pumping. It'll just be selected coins. So are we all going to be disappointed unless we've been lucky enough to select those plays that really are going to pump this market? Let me know in the comments. Give me some feedback as well. Do you like this format? Do you like me covering the shutdown and then the CoinGecko top 100, then the bubbles, then the fear and greed index, and then alt season? For me, they're really good indicators to gain where we are in the season. So we know that October is happening. It's happening for Bitcoin and selected altcoins. Fear and greed index shows that people are buying, but we're not having that extreme greed at the moment. So there's still a way to go. And alt season's not here because, as we said, it's Bitcoin season at the moment. Or people are putting money into Bitcoin because it's October. This could all change and should change as we progress over the next few weeks and into the final throes of Q4. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, subscribe and share if you felt the content was half decent or any good. It really helps me and it makes me want to do this more. So it'd be great to get your subscriptions and your likes and sharing this video around. The more people that see it and the more views we can get, the more educated we become. Got to say one last point. None of this video is aimed at financial advice. It's purely for education and entertainment and to aid discussion between people who are passionate about this subject and want to get into investing or care about the future of finance. Okay, have a great rest of your day. Been great to go through this video and just talk through it. Beautiful to have a Monday again that's green as well. Have a great rest of your week. Take care.